Hi, I'm Fiona. Welcome to Somatic Movement Therapy. In this video I'd like to share with you one of my favourite somatic movement flows, and that's somatic foot sliders. In this flow we're going to use gentle movements of the feet and the legs to relieve tension along the whole of the back line of the body. And this is what we describe as a fascial line, or as described by Tom Myers in Anatomy Train. And it's a connection within the fascia that creates a line, an imaginary line through the body from underneath the feet, right along the back of the legs, through the hips and pelvis, up the spine, into the back of the neck, and then over the top of the head just above the eyebrows. A soft tissue connection where a problem in one place can impact on the whole of that line. So you might have tension in your neck and shoulders, and that might be causing you foot pain. So there can be lots of different interrelationships. So by working with this flow and releasing this line, as we do in somatics, we're looking to repattern the nervous system-brain connection to the tissue. We're going to look at trying to help with problems like neck and shoulder tension, headaches that may come from that tension, maybe low back pain, sciatica, sometimes plantar fasciitis as well. So lots of different things can be helped with this flow. It's nice and easy to do. I'm going to demonstrate it in a chair today, although you can do it sitting on the floor. So let's get started and hopefully you'll find it helpful. Okay, so to start, you're going to sit in a dining room chair if possible, or any chair will do as long as your feet are planted firmly on the floor. As we go through the video where we've done the preparation for this flow, what I'm going to do is change the camera so that you can see what my feet and legs are doing. But in somatics, we like to give the brain something to compare movements or changes with. So we have what we call a pre-check. So as you're sitting in your chair, making sure you still stay comfortable, sit up nice and tall, please. So you can just feel yourself lifting through the spine, still relaxed onto the chair with your hips and your pelvis. And without strain, making sure you don't cause any pain, gently tip your chin upwards and look towards the ceiling. And you'll find there will be a point at which you naturally come to a stop. When you do that, make sure there's no pain and strain, and then mark that spot in your imagination on the ceiling and remember where it is. That's showing you how mobile your neck is at the moment. And then gently bring the head back down. And then halfway through the exercise, we're going to check again, and then at the end, and you can see if there's been any changes. So from sitting up nice and tall, when we did to do our pre-check, allow your body to soften into your chair a little bit. You're not slouching, but neither are your muscles working extremely hard to keep you supported and to create a kind of fake support. You want to relax into the pelvis, feel like your skeleton's supporting you, and your muscles are not working too hard. As I said before, make sure your feet are planted firmly on the ground, please. If you find you can't do that and you're reaching for the floor, then just find yourself somewhere lower to sit if that's possible. Okay. So you can start with whichever foot you want to, and we are going to slide one foot forward, rock back onto the heel, gently curl your toes around, open the toes, let the foot relax and pause, bring the foot back to the floor, slide it back towards you, then gently lift all the toes but keep the ball of the foot on the floor. And then let the whole foot and leg completely relax. We're going to do this 4 more times. So push forwards, rock back on the heel, curl the toes around, make sure there's no strain and it's comfortable. If you feel like the instep of the foot is going to cramp, back off the effort a little bit. It might indicate that your neck is very tight and you just need to work with your body. Relax the toes, bring the foot back down. Slide it back towards you, lift the toes, remember keep the ball of the foot on the floor, and let the foot and leg relax. And again, push forwards, rock onto the heel, curl the toes around, really notice what that feels like in the foot. Relax and pause, foot coming down, slide it back towards you, lift the toes, ball of the foot stays on the floor, let the foot and the leg completely relax. And again, push, rock back, curl curl around as if you wanted to pick up a pencil or something with your toes. Release, bring it down, slide it back. Ball of the foot stays on the floor, toes lift, and release. One last time. Push forwards, rock back, curl your toes around, let them soften and release. Foot comes to the floor, slide it back. Now, something slightly different this time. Rather than just lifting the toes, I want you to have a play. Keep the ball of the foot on the floor and see how independently you can move each of your toes. You might like to try and create a little Mexican wave effect with the toes, something some people are very good at. I'm not personally. So have a play and notice which toes will work, which won't. Even if you don't find that you're getting movement, just by trying to think about this, you're really creating fresh connections with the brain and the toes, lighting up the whole of the nervous system down the spinal cord, right down those great big nerves that come down the leg to the foot, and helping with your repatterning, helping with your awareness. And then when you finish, let the foot and the leg relax. Gently push the toes and the ball of the foot into the floor. We're creating an opposite movement of direction here. That helps lock in what changes we've made. And then let the foot gently relax. Make sure the leg's relaxed too. Okay, that's one side done. So let's sit up tall, again without strain, like you did before. And then just gently tip the chin up. Make sure you stay comfortable in your neck. Doesn't matter how small your movement is. It's about your personal exploration, not about how far you can move. See if you have a change. Is that different from how it felt and the range of movement you had before we started? So bringing the chin gently back down, let your body relax again into your sitting position, and then we're going to go with the other foot. So gently pushing forwards, rock back on the heel, curl the toes around. Notice how the foot feels. Does it feel the same as the other side? Does it feel different? Relax the toes. Foot down. Draw it back. Ball of the foot stays on the floor. Toes lift. And then let your foot and your leg completely relax. Coming forwards again. Rock back on the heel. Curl the toes around, make sure it stays comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, just lessen the effort a little. Release. Bring the foot down. Slide it back. Lift the toes, ball of the foot stays on the floor. That in itself can be quite a challenging movement for some people, so just do what you can. And relax. Foot and legs soften. Remember, you always have visualization. If you can't do something, imagine that you're doing it. You are still firing up the nerves that supply those muscles. Okay, and again, coming forwards, back onto the heel. Curl the toes around. Open the foot. Come down. Draw it back. Lift the toes. Foot and leg relax. And again, push. Rock back on the heel. Curl the toes around. Notice what you feel all the time. Relax the foot. Bring it down. Coming back towards you. Lifting the toes. And release. Last time, push forwards. Rock back. Curl the toes around. And release. Foot comes back to the floor. Draw it back towards you, and remember, slightly different this time, have a play with your toes. Ball of the foot stays on the floor. See if there's any of your toes that you can lift independently of the others. See if you can create that little Mexican wave effect. Both ways if you can. Just notice how it feels. What can you do with your toes? It's something we don't often think about. We take our feet for granted so much. Just playing with them in this way really allows us to explore what's available. It means our body can use itself so much more effectively and efficiently. When you've done, let the leg and the foot completely relax. Remember that lock-in movement. Gently press the toes and the ball of the foot into the floor. You'll probably feel your thigh engage as you do that. And then let the whole leg and foot relax and release. Okay, then we come to our post check. Remember how far you could look up at the start of the movement, in the middle of the movement, and now let's see where we're finished. So sit up tall without strain, gently lifting the chin again, keeping the shoulders relaxed. Notice how far you can actually see in comparison with how far you could see at the beginning. Come back down to the front and gently let your body release and relax. Let's take a cleansing breath there. Breathing in through the nose, deep into the tummy, out through the mouth, and as you breathe out, let your whole body soften. Now we've finished that flow. I'd like to invite you to briefly body scan. If you've watched my earlier videos, you'll know what body scans are for. They're to connect you with the sensations that you have in your body at any point, and they help raise your awareness and your connection to yourself. So closing your eyes, please, allow your attention to wander around your face and your head. Noticing any sensations you might have there. Noticing the position that your head sits in on top of your shoulders. And dropping that awareness down into the neck and the shoulders, out across the shoulders and into the arms, all the way down through the elbows, to the wrists, the hands, right to the fingertips. Let that awareness float back up the arms and into the torso, noticing your upper chest, your upper back. Gradually dropping that awareness down through the body, the front, back and the sides. Coming down into the abdomen, the waist, the lower back, down into the pelvis and the hips. Thinking about anything that draws your attention. It might be the way you're sitting, it might be a sensation, it might be a fizzing, a warmth, or just becoming aware of a part of your body you hadn't particularly noticed before. Bringing that awareness down into the thighs, all the way to the knees, down the lower legs, to the ankle, and then to the feet. The feet do most of the work through this flow. They can really light up with sensation afterwards. So take a few moments to really notice what you feel. How do your feet connect with the ground underneath them? Do the left and right side feel the same? Sometimes a nice thing to do is to actually picture what your feet feel like and what shape they are in your mind without actually looking at them. Sometimes our visual awareness of our body can be very, very different from the sensation that we have. So just take a moment to notice your feet, notice how they feel after that really nice flow. When you're ready, taking a cleansing breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, allowing your body to soften and relax as you exhale, and then gently opening your eyes. I hope that you've managed to find some change today when you've done your pre-checks and your post-checks. In somatics, things can vary day to day. You might have days you do have profound changes, other days not so much, and some days you don't feel any changes at all, although thankfully those are few and far between. The key is acceptance, accepting what is, accepting how you feel, and trusting that through the somatic awareness, through the somatic movement flows, you will have change. You will positively be impacting your nervous system and the way your body works, and also the way that you connect with yourself. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to posting more videos soon.